Hello, I'm Steven,
And I'm Steve.
and this is Cherry Knoll Whiskey Reviews. Today, we're going to kind of finish up our short series of Knob Creek
Round off the Knob Creek.
by doing a blind tasting of all of the 100 proof Knob Creeks that we have. So, out of the series that we've done so far, the only one we're excluding is the Barrel Select because of the proof point.
Which is what? On the barrel
120.
Okay, so it's significantly higher.
Yeah, so going from tasting, you go down the line and all of a sudden you hit one that's 20 proof higher, you'd be like, okay, I know exactly what this one is.
Yeah.
And then
Or at least you'd hope so.
Yeah, and then that would skew, your blind of it. So
I think I'm going to be really bad at guessing which ones are which this time, just because it's been a while since we actually tasted all of these.
right,
So this will be interesting.
it will be. Especially since that's one you don't like.
I didn't like this one, that's right.
Yeah, that
That's
was
right.
your
I
lowest
wasn't
scoring
a fan of that.
Knob Creek.
Interesting.
All right, so we will we'll get these poured out and mixed up, and we'll be right back. All right, so we've got them all mixed up. As per usual, we'll start at our right and work left, and then work our way back.
Yes. We will do that.
Caramels.
Yep. It's been a while since I actually drank a whiskey, like, to taste it and smell
Right,
it.
to go dive into it.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, very, very strong, caramely, nutty sweetness.
Right. Got a little bit of oak on the tail end of it.
That's probably where I'm getting that nuttiness too, because it's kind of like a tree nut type, like,
Yeah.
or pine cone type, like a sweet pine cone or something.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe like a little bit of red fruit.
A little bit. Very, very slight.
All right, ready to go in?
Yep. As soon as it
heavy.
as soon as it hit my tongue, there was like a burst of fruitiness. And then once I had it actually in my mouth, it was just 100% oak.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. There was like almost like a sweet tart,
Yeah.
like that super sweet tart flavor up front, and then it went straight to oak.
Yeah. That was interesting. I did not expect that at all.
Yeah, I don't remember getting that sweet tart.
And it happened again too. As soon as it touches your tongue, it's that sweet, tarty, sweet tart,
right,
if you will, and then oak. And it's got like a very, it's got a dryness to it too.
Yeah,
like,
the oak is very drying.
super, super dry. Interesting.
On to number 2.
Much more subtle. Maybe
Not
a
as
little,
much oak.
No, not as much
like
oak.
up front.
A little creamier.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good word to describe it.
Yeah. Like it's got that, I think I remember saying this for one of them, I forget which one, but that eggnoggy type nutmeg,
yeah,
cinnamony,
spices.
baking spice smell, yeah.
Still has that same sweetness on the nose.
Much more subtle though.
Yeah, I think the oak
For me.
is what is more subtle for me.
Yeah.
But the sweetness kind of stayed the same, and then the oak kind of died back a little bit.
Yeah, for me the sweetness went from like this one was like sweet fruit, and this one is like sweet milk almost. Like
Yeah,
like a
creamy.
sugary like a sugary, spicy drink,
Yeah.
like horchata or something.
Actually, more oak heavy on the palate than it was on the nose.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't really getting any oak on the nose, but the palate's super oaky.
It's got less of the nut flavor, but it is there.
Yep.
And the sweetness is almost buried underneath the oak.
Yeah. It's funny. I remember distinctly drinking this. I can't remember which one it was, but I remember us saying this exact same thing in one of the 4 videos, but I'm really drawing a blank as to which one it was.
A little bit of like the oak has like a pine,
A little
like a
bit,
pine
yeah.
tar type flavor to it, which
Yeah.
is really interesting.
It almost tastes like you left your Christmas tree in your house a little too long.
Right. Good, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's pleasant.
on to number 3.
On to number 3.
This one I just got straight sweetness.
Really?
Yeah. Like a cherry sweetness.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of the spicing, the spices to it, but not much. It's funny. It's like they all 3 so far smell the same, but just with different aspects higher in.
Right, like the
Like-
sweetness is higher on one versus the oak, and then you go to the next one and it's reversed, and then
Yeah,
different combinations
like
of the
they
same
all
thing.
have sweet, spicy, and oakiness,
Right,
but like this one's more oakiness, this one's more spicy, this one's more sweet.
right.
But all 3 flavors or all 3 smells are definitely there.
The palate's very different on all 3, though. Like,
Yeah.
with the nose, you get the basic flavors, but for me, this one's the spiciest. Like
Yeah.
black pepper spice and baking spices.
Yeah.
And that sweetness is like completely pushed away.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I might know which one this is. I'm not too sure. But it is definitely, I'd say almost to me it's not very pleasant as far as the flavor goes.
The spiciness, it's like a white pepper spice.
Yeah.
Kind of that goes into nutmeg and cinnamon, but those are at like the finish. You get the nutmeg and cinnamon. Right away, it's the white pepper, and then it goes into oak, and then dies into the nutmeg, cinnamon.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Definitely interesting. Ooh.
This is like confectionery sugar sweetness.
I get banana.
Banana?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see banana just on the tail end of that sweetness.
Yeah.
Just before you get into the slightest bit of oak.
Like a really, really ripe brown banana.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I can
more
see
brown
that.
than yellow, kind of. Yeah, just that sweet, almost fermented type sweetness.
Yeah. Yep. It's, for me, that is just on the forefront of the oak. So I get like a powdered sugar sweetness into a banana, which then dies into a fermenting oak.
Yeah, that banana is just so overpowering to me. It's wild. A little bit of spiciness too from the like same kind of spiciness from
Right,
this
the
one.
oak spice.
Yeah, yeah.
At the tail end.
Yep. On this one, the flavor is very similar to the nose.
Yes. I was
Alarmingly
thinking
similar.
I was thinking that it almost felt thin though.
A little bit.
Like these other three felt like they had more oil and a little bit more viscous.
Yeah.
While this one was a little bit, I don't know.
Basic.
Basic, yeah.
Maybe not basic,
Yeah.
but
A little bit watered down maybe, even
Yeah.
though they're all the same proof.
yeah. I like that though. I like that flavor a lot.
Yeah, you get the sweetness right up front as soon as it hits your tongue, which almost goes into like a nutty, like a banana bread that's got like walnuts
Yes.
in it.
Yeah.
And then it goes into oak after that. And
Yeah.
it finishes with that spicy oak.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
But
It's
that
banana nut bread.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting that.
Yeah, absolutely. Which I like.
Right.
I like that
do
a lot.
All right. Well, we're going to work our way back, and then we will put them in our favorite to least favorite. Maybe take a stab at a guess or two, and then that'll be it.
How confident are you feeling right now with your guess at what they are? Which one's which?
I might have one or two, but
Yeah.
they're not super confident.
I might have one. I'm fairly confident about one,
One.
but I don't know. Maybe
Right.
two. But
All right. Well, we'll be right back. All right, so we've gone back through them. We kind of put them in somewhat of an order for ourselves, and we kind of took some stabs at them, but
yeah,
we were both talking, and
we're not confident.
They're all really close to the point where you're really splitting hairs on the differences between them, and when they're all that close, it makes it difficult to be like, oh, I think this is this one and this is that one.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right, you want to start us off?
I think the moral of the story for me is that I'm not a huge fan of Knob Creek, because for me, I liked this one the most because I thought it was the most unique. I felt like these were kind of all just this is going to sound stupid, but I thought they were kind of all just a different variation of the same thing, which I know they are. They are. But this one just had the most character for me, even though it was kind of lighter in flavors and felt more watered down. These were all just, they kind of just felt like the same thing to me.
Yeah.
So I like this one best, and then these were kind of tied for second, all of them, but if I had to choose, it was 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. So for me, I liked this one the most because it had the most like cinnamon at the very end. So like after the oak finish, it went into like a stick of cinnamon for me, and I did really enjoy that. I put the last one as number 2 because of its like leaning toward being super sweet. I felt this was the next sweetest one, and this was the least sweet. So that's kind of what determined these 3 for me.
So you like a sweet whiskey?
I do.
Okay.
I like sweet bourbons, which is something typical of bourbons.
Yes. Yeah.
My sweet tooth shows through even on my alcoholic drinks.
Yeah. So we both think that this is the 9, and we both think that this is the 12. Do you have any Any guess?
I
15,
think
18?
This one's 18 and this one's 15, but
I'll say the opposite. I'll
Okay.
say this one's 18 and this one's 15.
right. I mean,
just to keep things
it
fun.
was so close going back and forth with them.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm just going to call this one 18 because I like it.
Yeah. A is 9, B is 12, C is 15, D is 18.
Correct.
Okay. This is B.
This is
So
this is 12.
This is 12. So 12. D.
Which is 18.
18. So I got that one right. A. Interesting.
So the
9.
9 we liked the least out of the blind.
And then 15. The 15 is the I don't know where I was going with that.
I don't know where
You
you
just
were
cut this
either.
out.
Yeah, so I mean, as far as the highest scoring one, it's kind of between the
these two.
18 and the 12.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because
That's weird.
the first go through you liked the 12 the least.
The least. Yeah.
And you actually liked the standard 9 a lot, and that
Which
came
is now
in the bottom for
the
both
bottom.
of us.
So really, the moral of the story is I'm not a huge fan of Knob Creek, and I'm really bad at tasting whiskey. that's the
Right. So, yeah, I think for you, a heavily oaked whiskey is not up your
a good thing.
alley.
Yeah.
Because I feel like all of these are extremely oak heavy bourbons.
Yeah, and I mean when you think of like I like Scotch better than bourbon, and when you think of Scotch is never oaky. You know, Scotch has its own like
it's-
strong flavors, but for the most part, it's either sweet or smoky.
Right.
And
Yeah, like
there's
a floral
no
sweetness
Yeah.
or licking a piece of charcoal.
Yeah, and there's never any like bitter oak tastes to any Scotch usually, at least that I
Maybe
think of.
some of
but-
the older ones, but
Maybe.
I don't know if we'll
But
ever
that
get
that
into
makes sense that I'm not a huge fan of that oaky taste, just because I'm not used to it.
Right.
But
Well, I can see now why my 12 is the lowest one.
Yeah.
Considering I put it in first place. So
makes sense.
makes sense. With that being said, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.